Hey everybody, it's Casual Boops coming at you with another video, and today we're doing Advent Calendar Day 4. It is the TS5, the Tier 8 American Tank Destroyer Premium, of course. It is not a deal. It's the cost of the tank plus 300 gold, and that gets you, of course, the crew and the garage slot and the T20 25 5x missions. Do I think the tank is good? Yes. Do I think you should buy this tank? Only if you are okay with tanks that are slow and don't have a turret. Because this is a slow tank that doesn't have a turret. And for some people, that's an immediate turnoff, and they hate these tanks, and they don't want that, and that's totally fine. This is not for everybody. But if you're into that kind of thing, and I am, I like my TS5. In the right hands, it can punish people, right? So we'll get right into it. I think for some people, this is going to be a good buy. So basically, this is just it's got great DPM, different, pretty solid alpha, really good standard pen. Don't need to shoot a lot of premium rounds. The dispersion, the final accuracy is kind of not that great, but you can, with field mods and things, you can get that down to an acceptable level, I think. 5 degrees of gun depression is not that great. It's a slow turretless tank destroyer. The 370 view range isn't that great, but again, you're meant to be in people's faces. If you're relying on your view range and like camouflage, you're doing it wrong. This is not meant to be. There's two types of tank destroyers. There's snipey snipe ones, and then there's brawly ones, and this is one of the brawly ones. So you're meant to be in people's faces. Here's the armor model, is like, here it is. So you hide the lower plate, you wiggle around a little bit, you do the dance, you're like do dance and moving back and forth and up, whatever, and you're trying to make it so that this cupola is hard to hit. And if you do that, you just front toward enemy, you're in good shape. Like even this, like this looks green because this is really great standard pen. But for a lot of tanks, and even in like frontline and stuff, this is not a 50-50. Like let's compare this to something like, oh, that new Astron Rex shitbox that came out. That I'm not a huge fan of that tank. And this is why! What the fuck? Like, you have no chance of standard rounds from an Astron Rex are just not going in, man. Not going in. This is another tier 8. So you can imagine, obviously if it taps 2, then okay. But the APCR really doesn't like this extremely angled. You can see it's very, very angled. So the APCR doesn't like the angle. So it's not that, anyways, that's just something to know about APCR. So the point is, the armor in this is legit, and depending on what is shooting at you, you don't even have to like care. You can just ignore it completely. Like tier 6s and 6s and 7s. I know it's not a really good practice to like judge something on how it performs when it's top tier, but when it is top tier, it's like God mode. And when it's tier 10, we just compare it to like a 10. Like I don't know, 1-2-1, sure. Like the armor still holds up pretty well. Like obviously it's got to be front toward. If you're side on at all, it's bad. Your lower plate is weak. Obviously then they're going to pen, and the cupola they're going to pen. But the cupola is small. If you're back over here, they have to hit this tiny thing, right? So the whole thing with this tank is to hide the lower plate and you're fine. Versus most tier 8 tanks against a tier 10, you're just dead, right? They can shoot you basically anywhere. But this isn't like that. It still has armor that does work. So yeah, we'll just get back to this. So like the oh god, I've compared it to something else. I think it's a good tank, but again, it's not for everybody. It's 26 top speed, so a turbo is a requirement. Not everybody's going to like the tank that has. You need to learn, I guess. Yeah, it is slow, and you don't have a turret, so you definitely need to learn how to. You should stay near hard cover all the time, like buildings or sides of wall, like like just sides of things, so that if somebody tries to circle around you and track you and stuff, you can scrape them off. You can back up and put your butt to a building or something like that, so that you can't be circled. That there are arts. It's kind of an art making things like this, playing it safe, right? Because all you need to do is keep front toward enemy and try to hide your lower plate, and you just slam shots home with your amazing DPM. So I like it. I think it's a good tank. I'm probably gonna get the missions for it because I don't know, whatever. I don't do that with all of them, but I like this tank enough that I'll probably play it. So that is it. We'll see you tomorrow, guys. Thanks. Bye.